Welcome to the Morning Omelette. I'm James Trinkle Clements.
And I'm Justin Bobbitt.
And we have some tidbits for you today. We're stirring the omelet, we're cooking it, and we got a little spicy things going on. What you got, Justin?
I've got a few things. I've got some information on numbers, but I don't want to throw too many numbers at people. And some good news about what people are doing during quarantine that is actually productive.
Okay.
What's in your omelet?
I've got some good news on the coronavirus, if we can believe that.
Good.
So we'll talk about that. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Sure. I don't know if you've seen some of the memes, some of the stories of hospitals getting paid more for COVID patients and the numbers.
Right.
Yes. Did a little deep dive onto that, not too deep.
Yeah.
But what I figured out is there is some legitimate part of that argument that hospitals are being incentivized, but it's a little bit deeper than that.
Okay.
What ends up happening is Medicare, if the patient has coronavirus and ends up on a ventilator, that greatly increases their payout.
Okay.
That is part of the CARES Act that got passed. Same thing as our stimulus checks. So essentially what they're doing is using, I believe, 30 billion with a B.
Okay.
Out of the 100 billion is going towards the first wave of these coronavirus patients. Seems about 20% more payment for COVID, and if they go up to a ventilator, it goes from a $5,000 initial payment to $13,000 when it's COVID, and $39,000 to the hospital if they end up on a ventilator.
Okay.
So,
which makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
so it's a 20% premium add-on just generally for Medicare patients. And then
well, the rumors are that they're declaring patients have COVID when they really didn't, so they get paid more.
Yes.
Now, there's no way to ferret through the information and find out if that's true or not. But anytime money is involved, I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't have time to dig that deep.
No. Nor will
so
the
there's
hospital.
a possibility that's happening. I won't say it's not. But let's talk about true numbers right now on COVID. They're shutting down California again as we speak. This is the 14th of July. We're doing the omelet. Florida, where we are right now, is the hot spot in the nation. So what are your real chances of death? I think that's what we're really worried about. The virus has been out there in the population, I believe, a lot longer than we know, because now we're testing. There was 12,000 a day or 15,000 a day before in Florida and 12,000. But deaths yesterday were only 8 people.
In the state of Florida.
In the state of Florida. Now, obviously, if you have lost someone, that doesn't matter to you. And I'm not trying to minimize anyone's loss or anyone's illness, but let's just talk percentages of how dangerous this virus is. There have been 135,616 deaths in the United States out of 329 million people. That is 4/100th of 1% of the people. The death rate is very low. 60,000 daily cases on the average of about the last week. But the 1st of May, we had 34,000. And with more testing, you're going to have more cases. And we wonder about false positives, about how many of those deaths really were COVID, and the people in nursing homes who are already older would have probably passed from something. But if you just count it just like the statistics say, your chances of dying of this are so minimal, it's unbelievable. Even I was amazed when I dug into the numbers. And the state of Florida, as we mentioned, is the hot spot. We have 22 million people in the state of Florida. There have been 4,277 deaths. You have 2/100th of a percent chance of dying. Now, if you listen to the news every night, you think we're dropping like flies.
Yes.
So it's like our local newscast. When we have a thunderstorm, they treat it like a hurricane. They put maps up. They have a crawl at the bottom. They show the different counties. Hey, I'm just trying to watch golf. Get the crap off the screen. That's how I feel about it. I'm home.
And I've been through enough hurricanes at this point that you can only cover it so much.
Yeah, I think you got to justify your position. There, in Duval County, where we are right now, 84 people have passed out of 937,000 people. That's 1/1000th of a percent. So your chances of dying are not nearly what you're led to believe. Now, I'm not telling you I think you should wear a mask, shouldn't wear. That's up to you. But it is not as deadly as we think, and I think that's pretty good news. Yeah.
Good news. Sticking with coronavirus, have you by chance gained weight at all during this quarantine?
No, I've lost weight.
Well done. I have. I've been eating a lot of Postmates and DoorDash delivery, which I'm not too proud of. Apparently, Americans have experienced an average weight gain of about 8 pounds.
Okay,
during
that makes sense.
Stress eating, depression.
I thought it would have been more.
Honestly, I did too.
You've
But
gained about 15, haven't you?
I think so.
No,
It's pretty
you
bad.
haven't. I'm just kidding.
No, those Italian sandwiches. They're
good, aren't they?
Too easy to eat. But if you've gained a few pounds, you're in good company. We'll all get out of this and get back to the gym or back onto the sidewalk running soon. Well, you can always go outside and run, just social distance.
Unless you're in our humidity, which is no fun.
Running in this weather, you have to run at 4 a.m. if it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's gross. Well, I do have some good news that, not for Apple, but for us. If you remember, do you remember in 2017, they called it the battery scandal, Battery Gate with Apple. Apparently they knew their batteries were discharging and they would throttle the speed without telling you. So you have a phone that's...
Sounds like a cable company to me.
Yeah, slowing your internet down.
You're trying, what's happening?
Well, Apple will provide a cash payment of approximately $25 per eligible device, and they just put the system up. So you can claim if you have an iPhone 6, 6 Plus, 6S, 6S Plus, or an SE that ran before December 21st of 2017, you have $25 waiting from Apple. So definitely hop on their website and go ahead and grab your money while you can. It will not last long.
Now, let me ask you, how many people who upgrade their phones still have those phones or can remember when they had them? Apple's not. This is not a big risk to Apple.
They know what they're doing.
No.
They know what they're up to.
Yep. So, another bite out of the apple, I guess.
Yeah. I also have the retirement home. We're going to be showing some of that. Do you want me to go ahead and
talk about that?
This is a great
cool.
use of quarantine time. This Sidmar Lodge Care Home, which is in the United Kingdom, has been spending their quarantine recreating album covers. And I've got them on your screen here. I have Vera, who is 93, covering the Adele 21 cover. We have Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA, Madonna here. We've got Michael Jackson, The Clash. They have done an incredible job, and I love every single one of them. They deserve to be framed and put on some wall because they are great album covers.
Yeah, you showed those to me, and we're showing them right now. They are a great use of the time.
Oh, yeah.
And we need some sense of humor. I think we're losing our sense of humor.
And our sanity, just as a
and
whole.
And a few other things. But, tune into Comedy Central when you can.
Anytime.
Well, Justin, that about wraps up the omelet. But let's talk about some other things we have on the show. We just posted Nicoya.
Yes,
talk about
my
that.
interview with Nicoya of Rising Springs. She's an incredible source of information for freshwater, looking out for your waterways. Definitely check that out on the website. You'll see that as part of our microplastics piece, but it's also its own video if you'd like to just see the interview.
A lot of great information. And so we've served the omelet, and we'll see you next time on the Morning Omelette.